All right, we are now continuing. Uh, maybe this situation like this is why I should maybe try to make a BRB screen, but uh,
Perhaps.
right now I don't care enough, and I'm a very busy man. I'm just a small streamer. What do you want from me?
Hmm hmm
All right, so I made this. I have a browser source, so I don't have to go into the browser. I can just like do it on the stream program. It's actually pretty cool. So yeah, so this is the super awesome, amazing echidna. If you have any questions, feel free to post in chat. I'll answer in the best as possible, as best as I can. My audio looks okay, so let's do it. All right, by your favorite content creator, that's me. It's not really a contest if like you want to be completely real, but that's beside the point. All right, so let's just get a little bit of an idea on where the echidna falls on the family tree. So, echidnas are part of the group monotremes. Monotrema, as you can see right here, you can't see my. I'm pretty 90% sure you can't see my cursor, but if you can see on the beginning, that's where the platypus is. That's the monotrema. That is where the echidna is, and you can see it is before literally every other mammal.
hmm
And apparently, Afrotheres and Arthurs are kind of related. So I also learned that rabbits and monkeys split off from the same family too. So it's kind of whack. So their family is Tachyglossidae because they have another relative known as the platypus. And then there's split up into two genuses. Zaglossus, I don't know how well I'm pronouncing this, and Tachyglossus, long-beaked and short-beaked echidnas. And apparently, these are also called spiny anteaters. I've never heard this. I've never heard
I've
it
never
ever.
heard that before.
Uh, Please never call it this. Like for my own sanity, I don't ever want to hear like that saying. All right, next we're just gonna get a look to the physical body traits. They're like around a foot and a half. They can go 4 to 15 pounds. So they're fairly tiny. They're not that big, and you can see they're covered in a lot of spines. Their snout's like very straight, and they have short limbs. They're specialized for digging, which is also boosted by the fact that they have a very long hind claw, which is used to like groom the back of themselves when they're like digging. I probably should have put a picture of it in here, but I'm kind of lazy and I kind of forgot. So, I nah, I can't bother at this point. And they hibernate. They enter torpor, which is like technically the definition of hibernating. Next, the long beak echidna. These are not quite as documented as the short beaks because it took me 5 times the amount of time to actually find the stuff. But these eyes are generally larger. As you can see, they can go to around 2 feet, 2.5 feet in length. There's three species: the eastern, western, and Sir David's long-beaked echidna. They all live around the same spot. Obviously, since they're called the long beaks, their nose is longer. I mean, obviously. Their spines are shorter, noticeably shorter, and they also, from what I've read, which includes Google Scholar like stuff, they concluded that these guys do not most likely not go through hibernation by putting through tests and like conditions that would induce hibernation. They just kind of remain normal, so they don't do it, and they all roughly have, sorry about that. They also roughly have a low body temperature of 30 degrees. I probably should have put that in Fahrenheit, but let me just think it's like 84.
Let me go Google real quick.
Yeah, 30 Celsius to Fahrenheit. Let me just hit up my homie.
So what is it?
Uh 86. It is 86 degrees Fahrenheit.
86.
That is their body temp.
Yep.
Right. Location and habitat. So, the short-beaked echidna, found in Australia and a little bit in New Guinea. Long-beaked, endemic to New Guinea. Short-beaks live like literally everywhere. They don't care. That's why the literally the entirety of Australia is like red. They'll just vibe wherever. Long-beaked echidnas generally live in like forest and like mountainous forest, like either like higher up or like at the summits of mountains. And since they have such a low body temperature and they don't regulate heat well because they don't sweat. They like to be more. They're generally more active when it's colder.
I see.
In a diet, so both these guys are insectivores. Long beaks generally like eating eusocial insects such as ants and termites, and which is why they have this long, sticky tongue, or like an ant in your tongue, where they like just kind of slurp up, like,
Like
like
spiky anteaters.
yeah, you're like. All right, long-beaked echidnas like feeding on earthworms, and then their tongues also have like a groove, so that kind of helps it with eating worms. These guys also don't really have teeth. They have just really strong tongues. And they also don't really have a real stomach because there isn't like a chamber in their body that contains something like super acidic.
Mhm.
And reproduction. If you're wondering where this is in fact a penis. And mating season happens around May or after hibernation, depending on the species, because it kind of depends based on their environment. They'll breed at different times. Uh, Basically, what happens is like the females, they kind of just like sit down and then they just kind of put all their spikes down. And then the males will like dig a hole to get her into an optimal position. And then in some environments, they can do echidna trains and you can kind of get the understanding of what an echidna train would look like, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's basically what happens.
I don't want to imagine it, but I think I
So
know what you mean.
there is a reason for this four-headed penis. Before you say anything, I no, they do not pee in four separate strands because echidnas do not pee out of their reproductive organs like we do, or like or close to their reproductive organs. Because technically, women don't pee out of their vaginas; they pee out of their urethra, which is like right above it. But you know,
Mhm.
so yeah, these basically are like these don't develop until. Oh yeah, by the way, so the reason why they're for four-headed is so that two of them can do take up the two ovaries and then the other two can rest and then they can switch off. That's literally why.
Mhm. Interesting development.
I know. And yeah, echidna reproductive organs do not grow until mating season, which makes it really hard to tell the difference between male and female echidnas.
Hmm.
Then we have a little bit about gestation. Egg is laid at around 22 days or so after mating, and then they develop a pouch and to hold the eggs.
Wait,
And the
eggs?
puggles, yeah, they're monotremes. The reason why they're called monotreme is like means like one hole or something. And yeah, they're the egg laying guys.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, they're
Know that.
I guess I should have mentioned that. Yeah, the platypus and the echidna. I thought I did, but maybe I glossed over it too fast. So
Maybe I forgot.
the special thing about the echidna and the platypus is that they both lay eggs.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then they become the babies are known as puggles. You'll see what a like an older, more mature puggle, not like literally just an embryo, but like an actual juvenile echidna in the next slide.
That sounds like a
So
cute name for it.
yeah,
Puggles.
oh yeah, monotremes also don't have nipples.
Huh.
So
Really?
basically, they just have like pores, and then and they have pores in which are like hairy patches of skin. So like they're called areolae patches. So like they kind of just secrete the milk through their skin, and then it gets into the hairs. Then the babies can drink from the hairs. And then
Well, that's cool.
fat and protein content also drastically increases during lactation. So yes, as you can see, this is the fat content, I believe. Yeah. So it goes from 1.25 to 31% milk. That's a pretty big jump.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a 1 in 100 to almost a 1 in 3. And then protein increases by 4%. Still a pretty drastic increase. Not nearly as drastic as the fat content. Hopefully I didn't mix this up. I'm pretty sure I just put it in like respectively by the order I typed this in. But there's a reason for that because they need to develop their spines and stuff and develop strong digging muscles. So that makes sense on why it increased by their protein contents and fat contents increase so much during their different stages of lactation. And
Hmm.
a kid in their early life. This is, I believe, the last slide. It is.
All right.
So this is what a baby echidna looks like.
Oh, look at it.
It looks like a weird platypus, like pretty
I mean,
much
they are like what is it called again?
related. They're in the same family or order.
Yeah.
No, wait. Gah. I hate classification.
They're such big words.
It's I know it's species genus fam.
Hey
It's
Google.
it's species genus order family. Clade. Ugh, I don't remember. All right, so they stay in the mother's pouch until it develops spines. 50 days old. After leaving the pouch, they will basically just kind of chill in their burrow for a little bit until they're fully weaned, which happens at 6 to 7 months.
Oh, I just
And then they go on their own at around a year or so of age, and then they reach sexual maturity at around 5. So